Why is it the statistics show that only 8% of Americans become successful, and even fewer become ultra successful? That makes 2%. Let me rephrase that. Why is it that greater than 90% of Americans don't become successful? Well, studies show there are three main factors. The first factor is that the majority of Americans don't really know what they truly, exactly want out of this life. The second factor is that the ones that do know what they want, they lack the motivation and the inspiration to chase it. The third factor is that the ones that know what they want, have the motivation and inspiration, they lack the dedication, the determination, and the discipline to cross the finish line. So the real question here is, do you know yourself well enough and deep enough to know exactly what you want out of this life? And I'll rephrase that. Do you know what your worthy ideal is? Fellow Toastmasters, my topic today is say no more often. Are you thinking, did I hear him right? Is Ignacio going off the deep end again? Maybe, but I'm going to ask you to take a deep breath and just bear along with me for the next few minutes. And then by all means pass judgment at the end of what you hear. The reason I chose this topic is because I'm a yes person. And it sounds counterintuitive to say no. But counterintuitive actions, when backed by real knowledge, prove that we can do things that don't make sense to us. For example, if you're on a boat and you want to turn right, this thing highlighted by the arrow in red called a tiller, you have to turn it to the left. If you turn it to the right, you're going to go left on the boat. It sounds counterintuitive, but sometimes you have to trust real knowledge. I'm a yes man, and I get in trouble for being a yes man because I overextend myself and I commit to things that I sacrifice family time, friends with family, time with family. So I got interested in this concept because I want to be able to choose more effectively. I want to be able to say no more often. This concept, I split it into three parts, so hopefully it would make more sense as we go through it. The first part is looking at what happens when we say no. The second part is what happens when we say yes. And the third part is how do we make that decision? So looking at the first part, what happens when we say no? Even though we may say no to multiple good things, we may make ourselves available for saying yes to a better option, a better thing. So, for example, if you say no to sleeping in, you're going to be able to work out in the mornings. At work, if you say no to several additional requests for tasks, you're going to need more time to finish the ones you have at hand and maybe even more effectively. When you say yes too often, everybody knows that when you say yes to something, immediately you're saying no to something else. And when you say yes too many times, you're saying no to too many other opportunities. I understand that when we work in a job and somebody tells us to do something is different than if they're asking us to do something, to add additional work. The example here would be if you're deciding to say yes to sleeping in, you're not going to be able to work out. If you say yes to additional tasks, you can dilute your time and perhaps do even not so good of a job on your tasks that are more important. So it becomes critical to be able to select what you want to do. You may end up like I feel sometimes, overwhelmed. And you become unproductive and you sacrifice your own time, personal and with family. So looking at the real question, how do you decide to say yes or no? Reading through the concept, it says that the better you know yourself, the better the decisions are. And in order to know yourself, you have to take a good look at how you want to discover yourself. I brought this book along. I read it a long time ago. I don't own stock, but I recommend it to everybody. It's called Optimize Your Life, Vern Hoffdal, and it's a step-by-step workbook. It actually makes you write the answers out. What it says is that to discover yourself, you have to take a look at your values, your mission, your vision. You want to take a look at an analysis of your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, and you want to take a look at your skill set as an individual. What are you good at? So in values and virtues, you want to really figure out what's important to you deep down inside that's going to make you and help you make decisions appropriately. Your mission is where you're at now. Your vision is where you want to be in 5 or 10 years. Your SWOT analysis, your strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats would yield a strategy, a strategic life plan, and then you add the tactics to it. A strategy is buying a bottle of wine when you go out on a date. Tactics is getting your date to drink it. Very different. So what's important here is when you set your goals, you want to do SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and time-bound. The specific and the relatable are the most important ones because you know what you need to do. The decision to say no is going to become easier. When you find out what your skill set is, you want to maximize that skill set. If you're a problem solver, put it to use. You want to exploit that skill set because it's going to have a return on investment of time that's incredible. I want to share with you my corny worthy ideal, and this is my second worthy ideal. The first one I made when I was 20, and it was very top heavy on the financial end. But as you become older, other things become more important. Well, keeping on with the corny, that crown, and it fits in with today's topic, is over that electron. And it means to me that I am the king of my own energy. And I know that dreams without action remain dreams. Dreams plus action become a reality. So if I want something done out of life, I need to get off my butt and do it. On the left upper quadrant is a dove, which means peace. And that means to me peace of mind and peace of heart. Because when you have a serene mind, your productivity skyrockets. I also want to make sure that when I do things from the heart, they don't seem thoughtless, and when I do things from the mind, they don't seem heartless. On the top right, I have a heart, and it means to me happiness, joy, and love, and I want to nurture my relationships, not only with myself, but also with my significant other and family and friends. On the lower side, I have, left lower corner, I have a pyramid, which stands for wisdom, pyramid with an I. I just want to underscore that knowledge and wisdom are two different things. Knowledge helps you make a living, but wisdom helps you make a life. The caduceus signifies health, and that means to me that I need to pursue health and make time for health, or I'll be forced to make time in illness. On the right lower quadrant, I have a Celtic sign for wealth, and that is truly my lost pursuit in life. So knowing your worthy ideal can really help you determine whether you want to say yes or you want to say no. Destiny is a controversial topic, debatable. Many people say that a collection of events are coincidences, unrelated. Many people say that this group of events make up a tapestry in a divine plan. Many people say that we have no hand in this tapestry. And I'll say that's bloody nonsense, because I believe that your decisions can help you weave into that tapestry. I believe that decisions determine destiny. If you choose to be a dope dealer, you're weaving into that tapestry a potential negative outcome in the future. If you decide to be an upstanding citizen and educate yourself, you're weaving into that tapestry potential positive outcome. Decisions determine destiny. In closing, This concept about saying no more often, getting you closer to your worthy ideal, your strategic life's plan, really depends on how well you know yourself. Because when you have a very clear worthy ideal, it'll be your North Star. It'll guide you through the mess in life, the decisions you need to take. When you lack clarity of self and purpose, why ask for direction? When you don't know where you're going, any road will take you there. Don't forget that motivation and inspiration will get you started, will get you moving, but you will need determination, dedication, and discipline to cross the finish line. Friends, fellow Toastmasters, I challenge you to embark in a voyage to discover yourself and define your worthy ideal, and to use it to become part of the 8%, or even better, part of the 2%. Madam Toastmaster.